everybody. Welcome to another edition of Unpopular Reviews. Dark Side of the Ring. I'm excited. This is my first ever episode of Dark Side of the Ring, and I am being joined today by my lovely co-host from Monday Night Raw. It's Miss Katrina Storm. Katrina, what's going on?
Hanging in there. How about you?
I am doing quite well. I'm happy. I got the executive consultants back. I'm getting a haircut after this, hopefully. Life is getting somewhat good, even though COVID is probably going to go back up, things. But this is good. I actually get to join you for a Dark Side of the Ring episode. I have never, ever done this before. This is the first time. I feel like a kid. I'm not going to use that joke, but what's going on with you? Did you see that episode? I know you saw the episode. Did you enjoy the episode? What's going on?
I did enjoy it. It was crazy. I feel like Dark Side of the Ring sometimes, like, wow, like the stuff, the people to use just be a whole hot mess. He was a mess, but I enjoyed it. It was actually a really good episode.
Right. Actually, it schooled even me because I did not know anything about the UWF at all. I didn't know anything about Mr. Abrams. I forgot his first name, but I learned a lot, and I see how dramatic. What's going on, Charmaine? I learned how dramatic this can be. Is it smaller to you, or okay? All right, whatever.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it looks very small, but our names are small. Well, let me just increase it. Yeah, there we go. All right. Anyway, so you're in charge of this. Tell me how to go about this. You say jump, I say how high.
I don't lead though. Okay.
I know you don't lead, but you're going to lead today because normally one of the other co-hosts will lead, but they're not here. They're running late, so it's just you and me, and I don't know how to lead on Friday.
Well, I think for me, the one thing that like really stood out from the very beginning of the episode before they kind of got into like the nitty gritty was like the whole Vaseline and cocaine line that that they said like in the very beginning. That was like the very first thing they said before they actually got into the most hated guy in the everything with him. So I was just like, oh, all right. Like that's really interesting. Like before you knew what was happening, because I didn't know about this guy before. So
right,
you're like turning things in, and the first thing is like, oh well, just like Vaseline and cocaine. You're like, wait, what? Like what's happening? What's going on? So that was like very interesting. That was like the very like I feel like that's what he's gonna be more. That's mostly what he's known for, like the bad cycle his life went in at the end of his life. I feel like that seems to be the thing on this show. It's like everything that people get remembered for is always really bad stuff. So that was very interesting for me. It was just like the first thing that I was like,
I can definitely see why he's going to be remembered for the bad stuff, because there's a whole episode. It's like every time you think something's going to change, he's completely coked up. When I mean coked up, I'm not just talking about all in the system. I'm talking about all over his body. This man swam in cocaine from what it looked like. They were very dramatic with their illustrations.
Yeah, it is crazy. I didn't even know he was in WWE, honestly. And that might be that? I didn't know that. I didn't really know much about him, so I just know that he was like. I want to say the word they used was like he was just like I don't want to say eccentric. I don't know if that's the right word. I don't think that's the right word. But like every time they showed clips of him, like when he was doing his like promos or when he was like it was always like kind of slightly over the top.
Yeah.
And we also know how Vince McMahon is, so it's like Vince only needs like just a little bit, like, oh, I can do this, and then like 2 seconds later, if it's not working, he's quick to just cut the cord, cut the cord. And I think that's what it was. I feel like every time they have like these episodes where people have some point joined WWE, it's like once they leave, it's the decline. They go to a very strange decline.
Yep.
But he did a lot of coke, and I like it's like that took away from me from the episode. Literally, that's what I kept saying was just like he was just like in the candy, as they called it, like just pulling out the mirror. The story with the guy, oh my god, what is his name? The guy who was telling the story, and it was his hotel room.
Yep, that was my favorite story. I forgot his name.
It was just crazy because he was just like he wanted to like complain, but then he didn't want to call the cops because it probably would have been a problem. I'm just like the fact that you're in it's like these you guys are in these situations that you kind of don't know what to do because it's like this could be a problem for me too. It's crazy because I feel like a lot of like he didn't care. I kind of got that vibe. And I get like Hook makes you do crazy stuff. I understand that, but I just felt like was you didn't seem too concerned much, buddy. Like you did that right in this whole time. I'm just like that's I felt like that was like a good chunk of the show episode for me. Just like he was
Yeah,
like,
it was. The amazing part about this episode was the fact that he was able to survive the way he was going for as long as he went. I mean, between the amount of checks that he was bouncing, depending on, that and the amount of women, that he was being involved with when it comes to hookers, protection or no protection. They never explained that, but either way, it's just an amount of coke. Let's not, you can't minimize how much coke this man was snorting. So he in another life, not that I've ever done drugs. I've never done drugs a day in my life, but another life, this man's a spirit animal of mine because he partied a lot, putting me to shame. But they said that he made his money off a clothing line and stuff like that. And he must have been selling a lot of expensive clothes that must have been doing very well because he was going for about 4 or 5 years there. And I was shocked that the money didn't dry up.
I'm guessing that's what it was, and probably because who he was. Because it felt like he wanted his decline kind of soon. Like after, like I want to say about 15 minutes in, that's when, like it seems like you get like a good 10 minutes of maybe some good stuff, and then automatically it's like, okay, so this happened, and then it's just the cycle of all the bad things that happened. I felt like that's what it was happening with him. Like he just went into this whole decline of even with the clothing line. I'm honestly surprised he died as long as it took him to die too, and not that I wish that for anybody, it's not that, it's just like you was really living that type of life, like just like,
I've seen people
like no type of like this didn't seem like he wasn't like he didn't care. I want to say he didn't love his life enough that he was just I can't think people party and some people think that's a good time, but I mean when you party to that extent when it's just mad women, mad drugs, God knows what, I feel like do you really care about your life that much? Like I feel like now it's just like an autopilot type of thing. And I felt like that's what he was doing. Just autopilot, partying, autopilot, snorting, all that stuff.
You used a good word when you said eccentric. It was the proper word because on screen, whether he was in character or not, and I don't believe he was in character, he was rather eccentric on screen at those pay-per-views. And it's amazing how many stars he actually had in UWF. Like I said, this is a promotion I never even heard of. But he had a lot of stars. I didn't know Andre the Giant showed up at UWF for a while. I didn't know Sid Vicious did. I didn't know Mick Foley did, who was a big part of this episode. So it's just amazing how much talent he had. And at the same time, it kind of shows that history might repeat itself. I'm not saying it's going to happen with AEW, but between WCW, TNA, AEW, a lot of these organizations have a common thread about Vince McMahon. And it seems like they all end up joining this federation or starting a federation because they're bitter. Because one thing they did in this depiction that I thought was really, really good, that wasn't Vince McMahon. I mean, it was very obvious that wasn't Vince McMahon, but you knew the silhouette of it was Vince McMahon. He said, no, I want no part of it. And then from there, this guy said, oh, hell no, I'm bringing you down. And ultimately, Vince always comes out on top. He always comes out on top. He definitely did. And the interesting, and I don't want to say funny, it's a terrible term to use for this, but the funny part about it is this entire time he was doing this stuff in UWF, trying to go after Vince McMahon probably was never worried about him at all. Never gave him a second thought, except for that Andre the Giant thing. And that's just because, hey, mother effer, that's my boy. Okay, you're not going to take my boy. Otherwise than that, I mean, they even said it. Like they went to Las Vegas and they had 300 people. So it's just amazing to me that he survived for as long as he did, and his motivation might have been a little lacking.
I mean, just for your point with the whole everybody who makes the companies to go against events. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having other companies, because there's nothing wrong with that. And you want to be able to have a different variety. This is the reason why I like New Japan, because even though I know there's storylines, but there's not storylines. So it's like they don't have to do like the over the top promos. Like they might do a promo, but it'd be like a video package. Where there's like, oh, we did an interview and we're like talking stuff, and then there's the match, and that's it. So it's like, you know what to expect from New Japan. You're not gonna get like, they have good matches, at least in my opinion. I love New Japan, so they have good matches, but it's never like over the top theatrics. It's not how Vince McMahon go extra hard about certain stories, and like AEW is currently doing with storylines. They don't really have to do that, rely on that. So there's nothing wrong with like extra competition. There's nothing wrong with that. My issue is always the first thing is like, oh, we're doing this for ourselves, and yet for some strange reason, Vince McMahon always gets thrown up in there. Mm-hmm. Like if it's truly because you wanted to do your own thing, Vince shouldn't even be mentioned. And just
exactly. You hit the nail on the head. One thing New Japan Pro Wrestling does pretty well is they've been around for God knows how long, and not one time did they look like they were trying to imitate or compete with the WWE. They went on and they did their own thing, and they've been pretty successful because of that. So that's a very good analysis. Thank you so much for that. I have no idea what Cedar Superior is talking about in the comments there. I don't know. Who is Cullen?
Okay, first of all, what you're not going to do, what you're not going to do is be disrespectful. The Cullens is that beautiful family from Twilight, you know?
So let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. She utilized this time of Dark Side of the Ring, all right, this wrestling edition, entertainment edition, this wrestling edition of Dark Side of the Ring to plug her Twilight bullcrap on Wednesday. That's what you're telling me that you're doing. You're plugging this. Look, I was going to give it to you at the end of this daggone show. Well, I let you know about yourself because Twilight is some garbage, and I'm sick of talking and arguing with people about this. My words are going to come on Wednesday at 7 o'clock for Unpopular Reviews Entertainment, your first time. This is me showing up to your crap for Twilight. You're going to show up to our crap for Twilight, and I'm going to bury that movie from beginning to end of that show.
See, most of us Twilight fans are also book and movie fans. At least I am. So you got to do a lot of digging to bury Twilight. I'm just saying, like
the movie dug itself.
It did not.
It was adapted from a book. It should have stayed a book. The minute we saw glittery vampires on our screen, that was it.
As I just told my sources that I did my podcast, which will air on Monday, but what I just told her was, if guys can go to little comic book villains and, oh, Batman's better than Superman, Superman's better than Batman, and y'all believe, y'all get upset, friendships end, y'all like, oh, this person can do this better, and all this other stuff. If y'all can do that and y'all believe it with all your heart and soul, then in Twitterverse, vampires can glitter. It's perfectly fine.
So I saw that Facebook post. That was between you and Brittany, right? I started. When I I'll use this phrase. When I tell you that my fingers were about to start to flap on that, and I was like, nah, I ain't doing it today. I'll wait. Nah, you cannot compare Batman, Superman to Twilight.
Batman does not exist. Batman does not exist.
Batman and Superman are two entities, though, of Americana. Twilight is not. Okay.
If you put Batman, some billionaire who just happened to know how to use some tools, child. If you put some Batman in there to use some billionaire man who lost his parents, boo-hoo-hoo, and he decided to do something like, I'm gonna kick all the villains behind in New York City, since that's what it's supposed to be reference off to New York City. You guys will swear up and down the Joker and Two-Face and everybody involved is like real and who villain is better, and you guys will have these analysis and theses. But because a couple of vampires glitter, that is the worst thing ever. As if y'all don't have as if
it's the worst.
It's as if y'all don't do this for like other things and other shows. It's like anything that's fiction. It's Homeverse. It can work.
Don't say that. Don't say that, Mike. Don't say that. Don't say that.
I will. Okay, I will. Because you're talking foolery right now, and no. We don't have no Twilight slander. No Twilight slander. None.
Twilight is crap. This Wednesday at 7 o'clock. This Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Join myself, Katrina Storm, Cedar Superior, James Best, and whatever he wants to say is the Mark. I don't think the Mark's going to be on this episode. Who else is going to be on it? Will Team Dream, as we talk about why Twilight's garbage. All right, so
We're not going to talk
Team
about
Alice. Who is Alice?
Yes, Alice. See, thank you, Michael. So first of all, see, I just have to, Alice was very useful in the series, okay? Because she was the one who could tell what was going to happen in the future, okay? She's very useful, okay? To the point where the Rotary wanted her useful, okay? Team Alice all day. See, you about to, like I said, when Wednesday happens, it's going to be Twilight out on my side. Twilight
So
out.
I hope we reach in the twilight of this conversation and go back to the Dark Side of the Ring episode that this is supposed to be. All right, and talk more about Herb, whatever his last name is, UWF.
Abrams.
Cocaine Abrams, right. Cocaine and cowboy boots with UWF on it. Michael, I understand that you're married, but you ain't been watching this episode in forever, right? And now all of a sudden you come on and you speak that Twilight bullshit. I don't get it, all right? I don't get it. I don't want to talk UWF. I want to talk about some cocaine. Hey, I've never had cocaine, okay? Hey, if one of the Hammondakers and the humanoids out there want to come on the show and talk to me about your experience with cocaine, I would love to hear, because I have never experienced cocaine, nor am I planning to experience cocaine, okay? What? And if people probably out there probably experience cocaine, they're too afraid to come on and talk about experience. But I want to know why he was so addicted to this. Every party he had to be coked up. Yeah. Every single party. You meet somebody practically for the first time. You call him. You try to sell him on to joining your organization, and the first thing he sees are women, are hookers coming in, and you with nothing but cocaine all around. That is going to make the average human being, in my opinion, I don't know, I meet some weird people, but that is going to make the average human being uncomfortable. Katrina, imagine you being called out to a book signing and your publisher brings you up to the room and two gigolos walk in there, right? Two gigolos walk in there and then they bring out the cocaine and they say, Katrina, have a sniff. How comfortable are you feeling? Are you going to be gracious enough to be there at that bookstore the next day signing off on your book, Why Twilight Sucks?
I will never write a book about why Twilight sucks. But no, something like that, I would probably leave because that's a whole no. I don't do any of that, so I'm just gonna be like, not my seat. I won't say anything personally, but I would not be there either. It's just like this is my cue to dip.
Yeah, he stayed there though. He stayed there. He was uncomfortable. Thank you, Michael. I was going to say that joke sooner or later. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. That's it. That's all I was thinking the whole episode I was watching. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. It definitely is. Let me see. Dylan says, are we opening up to cocaine only or does marijuana count? If you want to come on the show, hey, it's just us two tonight. No holds barred. If somebody want to come on the show and talk about what marijuana does to them, I'm perfectly fine. I've never done any drugs. I've never done coke, crack, Molly, tea, or whatever the hell everything else is called. I've never done ecstasy. I've never done weed. I've not done any drugs. So you want to come on and talk about your experience? I'm not going to clown you. I'm not going to look bad at you. Hey, most people have done it. It's perfectly fine. I just want to know some experiences because this man, from what I saw, was hooked. Like me on lasagna, he was hooked, and I want to know why. What's going on, man? How you doing today, Charmaine? Katrina, you look beautiful today. Katrina Storm,
thank you.
Cash, whatever you want to call it today, looks beautiful every single day, but she appreciates you telling her that. And that smile she's doing right there is going to be the intro for next Friday's Dark Side of Rage. It's going to be her smiling and teasing the whole time. It's either going to be that or it's going to be a frustrated face when I kick your ass on Wednesday for Unpopular Reviews Twilight Edition. I don't do drugs at all. Charmaine, I'm proud of you. I don't smoke, but I drink on occasion. If you talk about drinking, I can go with you all day, man. I'm the closest thing to an alcoholic that's not alcoholic you can have. But that's me. That's me. Why aren't we drinking? Why are we drinking on this show tonight? Why aren't we having a bottle of wine?
I don't know. I've been too busy today to actually think about drinking. I've been like literally busy all day. So.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Speaking of drinking, I'm going to plug this. Next Friday, Unpopular Reviews, Dark Side of the Ring Edition, Legion of Doom, Road Warriors Edition. This is, I anticipated one, ladies and gentlemen, and a lot of people want to be on, but I'm already throwing my hat in there. I'm going to be on next Friday. Why? Because next Friday is the executive consultant's birthday, And I have a Zoom party later that night, immediately after SmackDown. But I want to be on the show and have a shot with my co-host. They're probably going to be on a Zoom party, but a shot with my co-host and a shot with all you humanoids out there to join me as we talk about one of the greatest tag teams of all time. It's going to be a great time. Their downfall, of course, up inside because it's dark side of the ring, but it still can't take anything away from the fact that the Legion of Doom, anybody you go to, any wrestling fan, except for maybe David, who doesn't know anything before 2010, any wrestling fan you go to, if you ask them who is their favorite tag team, Legion of Doom is definitely somewhere up there. So can't wait for that episode. Dylan, I saw. Okay, no problem. Is it fair to compare Herb Abrams to Paul Heyman back then? I don't know. That's actually a question I want Katrina to answer.
You said Paul Heyman. I mean, so yeah, Paul Heyman is what I would call. I feel like that's the reason why he can get half the people he get over is because he's a great on the mic. Personally, it's the only reason why I don't like flip my TV when Brock Lesnar come on screen, because I know at least Paul will make me somewhat a little bit peaked. Like, okay, well, at least you're not making me just look at Brock Lesnar's boring ass face. So, in that regards, Paul Heyman is great with being able to make you interested in a wrestler you might not have been interested in. He, like, as far as getting you like either you might be annoyed with him or you get hyped up about what he says, but you're like invested when he speaks. So in that regard, as far as her being eccentric in that regard, as far as like, oh, you might stop and listen, I will compare it only in that regard. I don't think Paul Heyman is living that life that Herb was living, since he's not here anymore. But like in that regards, as far as if you like, who was this guy talking about? Maybe I'll listen. Yes, I would say it's a fair comparison to Paul Heyman.
I completely agree. There are a lot of similarities between Paul Heyman and Herb Abrams, from what we could tell. The bouncing checks definitely is one of them. I don't think Paul Heyman was able to survive as long as he did. Bouncing checks, though. Plus, Paul Heyman was never really rich. He just had backing, and his people, he created a family atmosphere, which allowed them to really work with him. Herb Abrams, for what you can see from this episode, did, but did not have it as much as Paul Heyman. I think Paul Heyman's gift of gab, on off screen, is to create that family atmosphere, have everybody working. Herb Abrams, however, I feel like his was the gift of gab of being a successful businessman. And Paul Heyman will tell you himself he was never the best businessman. He's smart, but he was never the best businessman. And neither was Herb Abrams at the end of the day. He just can talk like he was a good businessman, but apparently, and he made money. So he must have been good at some things he did, but when it comes to World of Wrestling, that was not his niche. But like I said, the fact that he bounced so many checks as he did to wrestlers, managers, production staff, and everything like that, and did not get thrown off the top of a building is amazing. The fact that he was able to jump out of a window because he stiffed some hookers, see what I did there, and not been able to get tracked down is amazing to me. So there are a lot of things about Herb Abrams, besides the fact he was a partier just like I am, that I respected. But the amount of partying he did, and that's always going to go back to when it comes to this episode, the amount of partying he did, unbelievable. I love women. I could not have two naked women that just did their duty earlier today or in my hotel room every freaking day. It just does not make sense. And I don't like sniffing things, period.
No, I'm with you on that. He, like I said, I feel like it's usually, is it blurry? I don't know. It seems fine to me. I feel like last week I was saying that the episode was actually a decent episode. Like the guy lived, like, you know, he's alive. He's able to talk for himself. He's not like in depression. I feel like a lot of these episodes focus on like the fall of a wrestler. Mm-hmm. And it just, I feel like if he probably didn't party so much, he might have had a little bit more success after he left WWE. I felt like he was doing too much partying. And the whole paranoia thing, it was like the fact that that's how he was found, you know, before he was like taken by cops and everything. It's like he was found like naked and with a baseball bat. And it's like, that's cool. To me, like for somebody who doesn't do drugs and stuff, it's like crazy. Like what's going on that this is how you ended up? like what happened that this was the final part? Like this is what happened. Like this is, you ended up like with nothing on and like you just like going crazy like that. Like what drugs were you taking? like what kind of coke did you have? I feel like was it that strong that was weird. I feel like that's the only thing that kind of sucks with these episodes is like a lot of times it's just like you really just go to this terrible decline.
My question though was, we even when you mentioned the baseball bat episode, and oh my god, I wish I should have rewound it and counted how many scenarios of his death I heard, because every time I thought they were going to be done, they did another one. I had to laugh. God forgive me, Katrina forgive me, Ham and Eggers forgive me. I had to laugh because there was a scene. I'm laughing just thinking about it. There was a scene where he's naked in a jail cell and he just fell out. And I'm thinking, God, help me. Full disclosure, I've been to jail, so I don't recall them letting you stay naked in jail. Now I could be wrong on that, all right, but I feel like if he was acting that irrational and stuff like that, they would have did something with him instead of just letting him die in jail. And then the way they had him fall through the depiction, I had to laugh. I'm sorry. I did. So I know I'm probably going to get cursed out by somebody, but I'm sorry. I laughed. They knew it was too dramatic. Come on, man. They didn't even have to show it. What's this?
I mean, you know how they do with the reenactment though. Like, or the reenactments are always mad extra with the faded, shaded out actors. It's always like, let's get the silhouette. And then we'll show, but it was dramatic. It's just mind blowing. Like, I feel like, did anybody in his life try? I mean, they had people talking, but I felt like nobody really was like, listen, bro, we got to get this together. I felt like there's a lot of enabling going on in that circle of people. Like, what was happening? Nobody was like, listen, you might need some help. You might need some rehab, something. It was too much enabling going on. Like, they tell the stories, and I'm like, so nobody was like, this ain't cool. Like, you might want to slow down a bit. Not a soul said that. Like, I would say that this.
One person said it midway throughout the episode, and he came out and he still was having issues. So it's like, it didn't work. Why are you still working with him? Tell his ass, you really need to go in there and stay in there.
Exactly.
It's crazy. Let's see. Copy the clipboard. Somebody's willing to come on, so I'm gonna let him on. We bringing in guests today. I don't remember the last time you had a guest on one of your episodes, Katrina.
I don't know. It's been a minute. Probably before Jack became a official host. That's the last time I had a guest.
Really? Nice. Well, we're bringing it today for Dark Side of the Ring. First times for a lot of things. First time we actually talked about the movie Twilight on any episode of Unpopular Reviews. First time I'm on a Dark Side of the Ring edition for Unpopular Reviews. First time we're having a guest on Unpopular Reviews. And this is all about, stuff I did not even hear about. And, I pride myself on my wrestling knowledge, but I did not know about UWF. I was ignorant and dumb, and I did not know about Herb Abrams. But I loved this episode. It was very interesting. It had me captivated on my computer screen as I was watching it. So I'm glad I volunteered for this episode. Let me tell you.
I heard, I think they said this is the third highest viewed episode in both seasons.
Really? Good. What's going on? The Insider, he was here last night with the technician as well as Bad Guy Jack, and he's rejoining us today. Dylan, how are you this evening?
Thank you for having me on, first of all.
Oh, thanks for volunteering. We're here to talk about your cocaine addiction. Tell me about it. Tell me, how was it? Do you see colors?
I don't do cocaine. The only drug I do is medical marijuana, which I do have a license for.
That's what they all say, buddy. That's what every single one of those say. Okay.
All right. So I started smoking because I've had 3 back surgeries, including 1 spinal fusion, and I need another one of my whole back. But it does help with the pain. It gets you thinking about other things. Like I definitely wouldn't do smoking and do schoolwork, expecting to do schoolwork for the next 6 hours. But it makes
good. No, I didn't lock the diff. This truck doesn't have a diff lock. I have not a lot of issues today, guys.
Okay, sorry about that.
I was about to say, what happened? Am I smoking? Because I just heard voices out of nowhere.
But it does help with the pain. That's one of the main reasons I smoke. I got this.
What is that?
It's vapes. It's medical.
Oh, it's vape. Okay, talk to me like I'm stupid because I have no idea what that is.
This is vapes. This will get you high for about 2-3 hours, maybe longer, depending upon the person. The thing that gets you really high is concentrate. That gets you that and flour. I think concentrate stays in the system a little longer, and you feel the effects of concentrate like wax or shatter. You feel those a little bit longer than you do flour and vapes. Vapes you feel the least.
Did you say shatter?
It's shatter. It's another form of wax, but it's harder.
What's wax? Is that another drug?
It's marijuana. It's different forms of marijuana.
I thought marijuana is the little green crap that smells, and you put it in a blunt and then you smoke it.
You want me to
go get it? I don't know. I'm not even trying to be funny. I really don't know this stuff. I'm learning something here. You know, only time I learn drugs is when I'm kicking somebody out of a hotel. So this is amazing. Since I moved to Orlando, I learned more about drugs than I ever did in DC, ironically. When he comes back, I'm going to ask him when he gets high, does he see glittering vampires?
Oh my God. See, why do you have to keep being disrespectful?
I'm not. I'm just asking because that's the only way vampires should glitter to me. So I'm just,
I mean, or that's like I think everybody who has a vampire in the verse, whatever movie, book it is, it's always something different. Like the fact that people thought it was fine that you put garlic around your neck and that's supposed to stop vampire. Garlic. That's the puzzle people. People really thought that was a plausible excuse. Like you telling me somebody who can tear you apart with their teeth, or like bite into your, your flesh. But garlic, yeah, you can't touch me. Like that is a whole bunch of BS. People accepted that with no problem.
Because we saw Dracula Dead and loving it. If you saw Dracula Dead and loving it, you will know garlic.
I have, and that still does not like.
I got a whole bag of goodies here. So I'm just gonna.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Yeah,
that's the only time you'll ever hear me say that.
All right, so I'm going to show you some wax. This is marijuana wax. I forgot how they describe it. But
okay, so marijuana wax.
So what you do with it? I'll show you. I'm not gonna smoke right now, so you don't have to worry about me getting high on the.
Wait till one of our co-hosts gets on. I mean, apparently that's anything goes. I can't stop it.
All right. So what you do with the wax? What you would do? You take it, you scrape it onto this, like that. You'll scrape it onto this. Mm-hmm. Before you do that, you're gonna wanna. Take this. One sec. So unlock this. You're gonna take this torch. Sorry, it's like locked.
Don't apologize.
You have to give me a second. I don't know.
That's fine. I just want to recommend that everybody knows this is not a kid-friendly show today. Not a kid-friendly show today. If they're in the room with you, put them to bed, ladies and gentlemen. It's not too late.
I will do
a
demonstration. You want me to do a demonstration?
No, we're good with that. Right. We're good with the demonstration. I just wanted to hear about it because I'm trying to get into the mind of her Abrams. I'm not good at I'm gonna seance. Okay. Go ahead. It's not like I'm answering my question.
You want to light this until it turns pink. Sorry, I have a small.
That's the personal problem.
I learned from the best. Okay.
I believe it.
You know who.
I believe it. Yeah. Tell him I said what's up. Okay.
I actually, after the video last night, I was talking to him on Xbox. So it's not really. So see how it's a little. You don't know if you can really tell it's a little pink though.
I don't see it. I can't see it.
Yeah. If I had a bigger torch, it would be pink already or orange. See, it's a little orange.
I see orange.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna let it sit for a second. I'm gonna do a little demonstration, a little bit.
Man, first
Might as
time.
well. I lit it up. Might as well, right? Got the concentrate right here.
Okay.
Gonna put it right here. Oh wow, I didn't put any water in here. That's stupid.
No, it's not stupid. It's not. That's
I
cool.
can't believe I did that.
I don't even know what that means, but but he's going to go get the water. That's that's amazing. He's going to go get the water. I don't know. That's an Olive Garden bag. Anyway, if he's like that off of medical marijuana, imagine how Herb Abrams is with crack cocaine.
Okay, I don't know why.
Amazing. Are you going to start your own wrestling organization?
All right, I'm going to do this.
Dylan.
Yeah.
Are you going to start your own wrestling organization?
I'd love to.
Okay. I need you to watch Dark Side of the Ring. Because I want to make sure that does not happen.
I watched the one last night. The one last week with Riddle, the guy that punched the reporter in the face. I forgot his name. But here's the demonstration. You take the wax.
What was his name? Dr. Schultz.
I didn't put enough water. Shit. Okay, give me a second. I got it right.
Oh, Dylan, don't worry.
No, I think for educational purposes, it's
not educational.
I'm all about education.
Oh man, is that an Olive Garden bag? How long are we going? 37, 32. All right. Anyway, Katrina,
I'm here.
Okay.
What was your favorite part of the show?
I don't know if I said, I kind of caught my attention the first line when he was just like, Vaseline and Coke. And then, like, when they explained, like, even though they showed the clips and I thought it was cool about Andre the Giant Mick Foley, I respect Mick Foley, that he had them in his federation and all. I felt like I was mostly not that I was laughing, but it was just like, yo, this is, you really did this before you died? like, this is how the cops found you? Like, that was the part for me. I was just like, yo, this really, wow. Like, oh, okay, like, your bio life story, this is gonna be like, well, I was found naked by some cops. Like, like that was like literally the one thing that keeps sticking out to me. It was just like,
possibly
really
running from women. I believe that he probably got his butt whooped and they were trying to rob him. Those two hookers.
They might have.
I'm positive. I've seen this too many times in motels. So when the men pass out because of drugs or something, they handle business. And that happens to you, shame on you. Don't underestimate anybody. And that's exactly how Herb was looking. Sorry. You good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm good now.
Couple more calls.
Yeah.
All
right.
Okay.
All right.
Gotcha.
Now I got flour. Should I wait till she comes back?
No, go ahead.
Okay. This. Yeah, sorry, my throat's a little. This is flour. So you put it in this, and then you grind it down. You've seen what a grinder is, though, right? You know what a grinder is.
I've seen a grinder, yeah.
Okay. You put it in there, and then you can smoke that out of that little pipe I had. And then another form of flour is a pre-rolled joint. And then that's pretty much. They also have like edibles. Some states have edibles. I know Florida's getting them soon, where they grind the marijuana up and they put it. Sorry, I'm getting a little high, so my head's like. That's more side effects. Oh wow.
Okay, so Michael says Michael's calling you a rookie. Thank you for telling us what it is. Dr. UWF was dope. Mike, I honestly have never seen anything in UWF. So you telling me it was dope, I'm gonna take your word for it. I've never seen it. But I believe if I was actually paying attention, I probably would have enjoyed some of the product. I do like alternatives to WWE at times. I will always be a WWE fan. That will always be number one to me, but I do like alternatives. I was a fan of some things from WCW, and I was a fan of some things from ECW. I'm a fan now of MLW and NWA and a little bit of AEW, which is all Elite Whackness in my opinion, but there are certain things that are good about it. Lucha Brothers are one of my favorite tag teams in the world right now, and they have been since I discovered them in MLW. So, one thing about that, I will say, Herb, at the end, it sounded bad, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give him credit. The guy said that he died the way he would want to die, and that's a possibility. I mean, we all have a certain way we want to go out, unless you want to go out. Oh, some people don't want to ever go out. But Herb lived his life. No matter what you can say about Herb Abrams, and there's a lot you can say about him, he definitely lived his life. It was not boring. It was not dull. He took chances, and he accepted the fact that he was alive. I wish he took it a little bit more instead of taking it so much for granted, and that way he could have possibly lived a little bit longer. Maybe the UWF, as Mike says here, was good, was dope, which is another form of drugs. Thank you, Mike. But it could have continued. So nose full of coke and hookers on his cock. Willie, are you going on, or am I wrapping up? I don't know. So that's what it is. But Dylan, the insider, thank you so much for joining us and giving us that insight, because I honestly didn't know. I don't know the effects of any kind of drugs or anything. So thank you. We appreciate that.
Yep. Thank you for having me on.
All right. We'll see you later. All right. So as we wait for Katrina to come back or Willie to hop on as well, what do you have? Oh, Katrina's coming on. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there she is. She was coming on and I took you off. My fault. I apologize. All right. So I got the demonstration out of the way now. We were talking about because I'm still doing the show, Ricky. So we were talking about I was telling everybody how I believe that Herb lived a life, a good life. And what I mean by a good life is that he did not hold back any punches. He went out doing what he enjoyed doing. He definitely took chances. He wasn't just somebody who just stayed in a corner all the time. And he just went for what he believed in. And I mean, at the end of the day, whether you agree with his methods or not, and I'm not saying I do, I think it was very admirable for the fact that he was able to do what he did do in that amount of time.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion on it.
I mean, I'm a firm believer you don't necessarily have to do all of that to have a good life. Or rather, you should be able to. Not saying anything wrong with drinking alcohol, drink or whatever, but hard drugs, you shouldn't have to go through life doing that to have fun or have a good time, or like what is going on in your life that's the option. So personally, like, I respected some of the stuff he did in regards to, like, not really his UWF, and I say that only because when people do stuff spitefully, and I say spitefully only because his main goal was to go after Vince, at least originally, I feel like when you do stuff like that, it's not because you want to do it. It's more like you have a bad intention behind it. So I can't say that. But I would respect that he was able to get Mick Foley and he was able to get Andre the Giant. I do respect that when he was in the ring in WWE, again, he was a person that even if you really didn't know who he was, you would probably stop and at least watch it. Like, oh, okay, well, whatever he's saying sounds interesting enough that I'll pause whatever I'm doing to watch it. So I respect that. Otherwise, I know it just sucks that that's what his, like, even with the things he was able to do, and even though he was able to sell his clothes and everything, like, your life was a pretty much shit show. And I mean shit show in regards to, like, all the stuff he engaged in. It was just like, you lived your life. I feel like he was like, that whole saying was like, you could kind of watch yourself. I felt like he was living his life, like, not necessarily there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there was no way he was completely knowing everything that happened when he was always high. There's no way. So I feel like he was living his life as if he was maybe watching himself, like, oh, I'm just like kind of speed living. Just like, what's the word I want to use? Numb living. Like I'm just numbing it like that. So
I completely understand and agree. And I wish it would have ended differently for him. But I did get a good episode of Dark Side of Ring off of it. It makes me interested. I haven't seen any episodes from season 1, and I know we said after season 2 is over, and I think they only have 2 more episodes in season 1. Season 2. We're going to go back and review some of the season 1 episodes, and that's something I'm looking forward to. But link for the show is sending me the old one. Let me see, because I want to hear this man.
what happened?
Willie.
Oh.
I'm shocked it's actually a match. I thought it would have went down. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. So SmackDown, I'm gonna watch immediately after this, or later tonight. Because tomorrow at 12 o'clock, we're going to review SmackDown, unpopular reviews, SmackDown edition with myself, the Willatine Dream, and Big Daddy Cool, Stephen Pena, and of course we're going to have guests on that too. No more demonstrations though. That was for this episode only, but definitely if you're interested in being on, send a message to myself, Big Daddy Cool, or the Willatine Dream for that. Speaking of the Willatine Dream, Owen Hart is the next one.
I know he's the last one. I think Owen Hart is the last one.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Legion of Doom next week, and then Owen Hart the week after that. And yes, we are going to do predictions, but we don't do shows for predictions anymore because we have so many shows. We're actually going to post them. In fact, thank you for reminding me. I got to get everybody's thing. We're going to post them on our Facebook page at Unpopular Reviews. No, it's in 2 weeks. I'm saying Oscar and Dan Bryan will win the Money in the Bank. Thank you so much, Elvis. Thank you. When we post them on Facebook, you actually can give your predictions. And then that way, when you're telling your predictions, I actually would care. Right now, you're telling me your predictions, I'm not caring. So there's no reason for you to waste your typing. So, Willie, what's going on, man?
What's up? Sorry for the tardiness. What's up, Queen Katrina? How you doing, love?
Hey, how are you?
All right, now, what's going on, executive asshole? I like your new eyewear.
I broke the last one, so I had to get some new executive consultants.
Well, they look pure asshole-ish, so they fit.
Good. That's the that was the point. I had to look asshole-ish.
Anyway, Herb was a real live wild card, man. He faked it till he made it. He didn't make it. He almost did, but my man he loved the coke and his escorts, man. He loved the coke.
He definitely did.
And like you said earlier, Chris, he said he would have died with a nose full of coke and hookers in the room, and that's kind of how he went out. So I mean, he was bouncing checks and bouncing tips. I mean, so it was a dope before it started getting. What's up, Mitchell? What's going on, Mitchell? It was a fresh idea, poorly executed. Good idea, poorly executed. People that had a little bit more knowledge of the business. I think he was actually Eric Bischoff before Eric Bischoff was Eric Bischoff. Just without the unlimited pocketbook, unlimited checkbook, and without the unlimited checkbook and lot knowledge of the business for real. So, you see how he landed Andre, and even though Andre was at the end of his career, Vince was like, "Nah, give him back. I don't want you to have no credible stars. I don't want you to have no credibility to your company." Well, I don't even think Vince really used Andre after that. He just signed him and got him back, like just so what is it, AWF or UFW, whatever the fuck it is, I forgot. But yeah, UWF. To me, he was Eric Bischoff. He was Eric Bischoff without knowledge of the business and without the unlimited checkbook. He was the first not the first exec, but I guess before we got Vince McMahon in storylines, he added himself to a storyline, and he was the owner of the company, so that was kind of dope.
That is true.
What else? Far as the matches, I can't say it was nothing that they brought up there. I mean, we got to see Cactus Jack early on after his WCW run. I think that was that was after WCW pre ECW run with Cactus Jack. That was good to see. You see, I didn't know that he even had Superfly Jimmy Snuka, but
Correct.
after the Ring of Honor that we watched, I mean the Dark Side of the Ring of Jimmy Snuka, I can see why he ended up signing to that all coming. Because you know, he had fell from grace with Vince after being one of the top stars, and you know, he didn't beat a murder charge, he got away with murder. And I can see why he fell from grace like that and why he was even with them. You see that how they was wrestling with 16,000 seats blacked out. And Captain Jack said, well, Stan, I mean, Herb said we could do whatever we wanted to do. I mean, what the hell? So, see, they first pay-per-view only had like a 0.1 buy rate. That was horrible. But, hey, that goes to show, man, when you push the effort when the product is not good, you see how companies can just fall on their face. And when the product don't match the investment, the return is going to be sure not going to be great at all. So, it was dope. It was dope insight. You know, like I say, I always like the Dark Side of the Ring one because they just give you the truth, and they don't have no company, no franchise behind them that can skew their view. So if they want to talk shit about Vince and his shady practices, they do. If they want to talk about Paulie or Eric Bischoff, or if they want to talk about R. Anderson, they want to talk about whoever. Move, y'all. So whoever they want to talk about, that's what they do, and that's why I like it because it gives you an unbiased view. So it's not sanctioned by whoever sponsoring them or nothing, and I like that. Ocho, you see I'm doing my show. You want to say hi to the people? Come on, say hi. Ocho, say hi. Come here. Okay, now you don't want to come to the camera. Say hi. You want to say hi? No? Okay. Say hi. Whatever. Now you want to stop. Come on, man. Stop. Say hi. Okay. Let Daddy do work. Daddy working. Really. Sorry for the interruption, y'all. This is Ocho. This is my big presser. Now he look. Say hi to the people. All right. Just to get y'all up. You see what he's doing. He's on my lap.
Aww.
Yeah, this is my boy. All right. What did you think about the show, Clint?
Was that his way of saying hi?
What'd you say?
Was that his way of saying hi?
Yeah, that was his way of saying hi to Queen Katrina and saying, fuck you, Chris.
Well, I'm so glad he said hi because that's what I thought about this show. It was for high people. So I enjoyed it. I learned. That's what it is. What are you drinking over there? Drink? Is that Taylor Port?
Yep. Really, Ojo, man, you want.
Right. But yes, that's we pretty much discussed what we thought about the episode. It was a very informative episode. It was a very dramatic episode, and I learned a lot from this episode.
Yeah, because I didn't
know about
really
you.
remember a WF or whatever the hell it was called. Like
you really didn't because it was called UWF.
Well, UWF, whatever. I didn't remember that. I didn't even know it existed. I had to go and get on YouTube and watch some of their old matches and stuff. But
what do you think about?
I seen something about them on the network. I would think Vince owns some of their catalog or something
because he probably it wouldn't shock me if he does own some of their. Because I remember when they bought the network, right? When they got the network, they went out and bought a lot of different wrestling promotion tapes. So it would not surprise me. UWF is one of them. They could have got it for cheap at this point. Like, what are they doing?
I'm gonna have to check that out because I do believe I think I seen UWF on some of like their original. Like in the original section, I'm not sure.
What did you think of their championship title?
It was the fact that it said FUW, FWF, like that was kind of cool.
Say that 3 times fast.
That was cool. Like it was cool, and the belt actually it was a mixture of cheesiness, but it looked kind of good. And I didn't understand, but what I didn't understand if that was their heavyweight belt or their television belt.
I think their television title was their main title.
Okay, so that's Battle Joe back. Oh, you want some water? Okay. Hold on, I gotta give him some water, y'all.
Okay. That's so cute.
But overall, I thought it was a great episode. They gave us a prequel.
Look at the dedication. He's still going.
I mean, that's always a good thing.
Yeah, it's good. The only thing in time is bad is when Twilight creates another movie. Oh, you know what? I'm so glad that you mentioned this Herbie cookies. I mean, this is how big UWF was trying to be. They had their own cookies. I did not know they had that. Herbie cookies. Not Boyz II Men and not Chris Rock. The executive consultant. The executive consultant. Is he giving him the Niagara Falls? What's going on?
I'm back. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Don't worry about it, bro. We're actually about to wrap up. We had one of the quickest episodes in the history of Unpopular Reviews right now, but it still was very good. And I really like to thank Miss Storm here for allowing me the opportunity to be on this week, because I don't get to be on Dark Side of the Ring, and I did not really get a chance to watch a lot of the episodes. And I really did enjoy this episode. It was really a good thing to watch while I was at work board. So thank you so much for that.
You watched season 1 yet?
No, but we're doing season 1. We're starting season 1 in 2-3 weeks, because it's Legion Doom and Owen Hart, I believe.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, guys.
So, Katrina just doing her David Sanderson impersonation, right?
I literally said sorry, though. I said sorry, okay? Listen.
All right. So, do we have any final thoughts, Mr. Dream, before I go into the plugs?
It was a dope, like I said, it was dope. I
love that word for this episode, dope.
To information that we didn't know. Like I said, I didn't really know too much about AWF.
UWF.
Whatever.
UWF, bro.
Is there AWF?
It might be. There's been so many little mini organizations out there. It would not surprise me.
Yeah, just get insight. And like I said, this year on Dark Side of the Ring has been going a little bit more in depth. And if y'all catch the extended cuts, they go even further into some of the stories.
Yeah.
I haven't caught one.
And so that's cool. That's all I got to say.
Miss Storm.
Yeah, I like the show. I got introduced to the show last year for season 1, and I kind of binge watched. I was like, okay, let me binge. I forgot. I think the first episode I watched was the Bret Hart one, and then I kind of was like, okay, let me binge watch the rest of the season. So I did, and I like the show. I do like that every week. It's a lot of the time it's either I might know, like I said, of Bret Hart and obviously Owen Hart and Chris Benoit. A lot of times it's about stuff I really didn't know too much about. Like I might have heard of somebody, but I didn't know as much as I did until I watched the episode. And then usually it makes me want to look them up or watch some of their matches. Or once I usually finish, I want to see like, oh, let me find out more about this person. So I'm like grateful at least for that. That it's like, okay, this is like making my wrestling knowledge a little more with people that's not just top WWE people. So it's a good episode though. It's kind of went down from the nice upbeat episode of last week. Last week ended in a very upbeat type of way. This went right back to their normal, like, well, person's dead, like, whatever.
At a great site, no less. At a great site.
The Bruiser episode is good.
Bruiser Brody?
Yeah, Bruiser Brody, whatever. Bruiser, whatever.
That whole episode made me upset at the people.
And I think season 1 had like more continuity because the way they go into Brody, I think it's right before they it's right after they play what's my man, the big Abdullah the Butcher. After they do hands, then they go into Bro the Bruiser. Sorry, and then like you see the story of how Bro the Bruisey or whatever his name was.
Bruiser Brody. You are like Bruiser Brody. This question I'm going to direct towards you. Mitten wants to know what's your expectation for the Owen Hart episode.
We gonna get fire on that one. Like I think, and the fact that Martha is actually gonna be on that one. Oh yeah, we gonna get fire on that one. So,
and I know you're going to be on that episode with Katrina, so that's going to be an easy one. John,
I remember watching that pay-per-view when it happened, and
over the edge.
Hey, John, you right about that. We're going 14, and we're gonna go 13. We're gonna go. You know, they added 2 more games to the season. They added 2 more games to the season.
So, what do you think you're going to go?
Oh,
you were about to say 13-3. Do you think you're going to go 15-3?
Nah,
14-4.
We ain't gonna. I give us 14 and I give us 14 and 2.
4?
I mean 14 and 4. Yeah.
We're going to talk about that on Popular Reviews NFL edition that's coming out in July. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, why are you shaking your head for?
You guys in football.
Football is a great sport, Miss Storm.
Listen, I have watched football. That's how I can't be a Patriot. I couldn't have been a fan of the Patriots if I didn't watch. So I do watch. But like after seeing I think the year was the Giants versus the Patriots. After seeing like my friend had like this whole Super Bowl party and the way my best friend and her then fiance at the time acted, I was just like, so this is what you guys do? I don't want to hear nobody complain about nothing I do ever again. Like I thought he was gonna have a stroke. The amount of like, I was like, "Are you good?" Like, he looked like he was about to have a stroke because of that play. It was just the weirdest thing to see that play out in person. Like that was more entertaining. No, it was no.
I'm gonna be honest. Even though they're getting paid, football.
You know, John, listen. Let me tell you how I've been a Mets fan. I want to say since I was 9.
A Mets fan?
Yes, because Queens. And I used to have a biggest crush on Mike Piazza and David Wright when they were my baseball base. So the last time they made it close enough to win the World Series recently.
What's so crazy?
I knew they were going to fuck it up because that's what the Mets do. They get you hype. You get excited.
My home team just won the World Series.
And then they just went down. And you're just like, oh, okay, well. So the Mets play me every year. I know this. Like,
go Nats. Go Nats.
They're still not worse than the Knicks, though. With that being said, okay, because the Knicks.
Let me make a couple comments here. 1, nobody gives a crap about the Nats. 2, I don't understand why you represent the Nats, but you represent the 49ers and not the Redskins. It makes no sense to me. 3, I don't want to hear nothing about no daggone New England Patriots. They're the worst team to ever lace up a pair of boots for this team, the sport of football.
Life.
They're cheaters.
Life. The people only go hard about the cheating because they got caught cheating. When they said, referees and all, that they're not the only team to do what they did. I'm leaving it at that. If you're
I don't know what you're talking about.
You gotta complain. You gotta put them all in there. Like everybody gotta put in there. You can't just pick and choose who to be mad about because it's not your team.
I don't know what you're talking about, but we'll talk about that on.
Okay. Thank you, Rick.
We'll talk about that on Unpopular Reviews Football Edition, which is another spinoff of Unpopular Reviews that comes out in July with 3 or 4 brand new co-hosts for you. Well, maybe not brand new, but 3 or 4 co-hosts for you, bringing you the football action every single week. What we won't talk about probably is XFL, unfortunately. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Unpopular Reviews, powered by Yup, I Like Wrestling. I'm one of your hosts, the executive consultant, Chris Harris. Joined over here is none other than Miss Katrina Storm and the Willatine Dream. Please make sure that if you're liking this video, you like, love, share this video, and to subscribe to us on our YouTube channel, UPR Yup ILW, along with following us on Twitter and Instagram at UPR Yup ILW. Tom Brady was throwing a Nerf football, not the real one. I can see, Mitten, you're probably completely right about that. That's the extent of the cheating that the New England Patriots did. And John Ferris thinks the Patriots are going 6-12.
Well, because the greatest quarterback of all time is gone. So, I mean,
Peyton Manning left about 4 years ago.
No, Peyton
Greatest
Manning was
quarterback
not.
of all time was Joe Montana.
Disagree. I have.
Joe Montana did win 4
I want to get
Super
to.
Bowls.
I have my reasons why I have Tom Brady as played. It has actually this is over the years. However, okay, Peyton Manning. The only reason why he won that year was because they wanted to have him go off with a ring. He was terrible in that game. Terrible in that game.
But their defense
And
was
I
good.
was
That's why they
forced
won.
to watch that game, and it was terrible. And I was just like, I just want to have a ring. Okay, cool. Sure, guys. I guess.
Well, I'm gonna compare it to how they do Jordan and LeBron. They say, well, Jordan is 6 for 6.
What's going on, Mike?
They say Jordan is 6 for 6 in the finals.
The host of what?
3 for 8. So Tom Brady is 5 and 4 in Super Bowls. Joe Montana is 4 and 0.
Get up over there, come with that blue stuff, please.
All right. Please make sure that you are. Hold on. What you got your Eagles? My Eagles are going to go 18-0. All right. So please make sure you join us tomorrow at 12 o'clock p.m. sharp for Unpopular Reviews SmackDown edition. When I go back and watch SmackDown, myself, the Willatine Dream, and Big Daddy Cool will bring you the SmackDown edition of Unpopular Reviews tomorrow at 12 o'clock p.m. sharp. 12 o'clock p.m. I'm saying sharp, Willatine Dream.
I know that's
sharp, 12 o'clock p.m. All right? Yeah, it is. All right, so sharp. The three of us will be on there and we'll be accepting guests. So make sure that you are tuning in for that. Also, hold up, real quick question. Willie, that receiver 49ers got in the draft, he's a sleeper. He's good.
No.
No, he doesn't. Also, make sure tomorrow at 2 o'clock p.m. join us for Unpopular Reviews Entertainment Edition, where we will be reviewing Iron Man 3, the next movie in the MCU timeline. And it was not the worst one. It was the second best Iron Man movie, but that was fine.
No.
Yeah, Iron Man 2 the best one.
Thank you. Iron Man 2 is the best one.
Iron Man 2 was the worst one. Ricky,
no.
are you talking about Yep I Like Wrestling? Because Yep I Like Wrestling, I am.
The comment. You're not even a Marvel fan, so I don't even think you have a right to comment.
I can. If you want to talk about Marvel trivia, I will destroy you all day. Anyway, the bottom line is, yes, I really would. Ricky, so let's talk about it. We have Yep I Like Wrestling, our the powers us and stuff like that. I am a moderator and a member of Yep I Like Wrestling, one of the wigs and stuff like that. We also have Unpopular Reviews. That's us. And that's not just me. That's myself. That's Katrina. That's the Willatine Dream. That's the Mark Victor Rodriguez, Big Daddy Cool, Stephen Pena, the technician, David Sanderson, as well as Bad Guy Jack, Ronald Jackson, and Cedar Superior, Jessica Cedeno, and the mystery, as I call him right now, because it changes his name every episode, James Best. So all of us make up Unpopular Reviews. This is not just mine. Who did I forget?
These nuts. Got him.
The sad thing is I walked right into that. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea why I walked into that bullshit that I haven't done since college, Willie. But okay, fine. Tomorrow at 2 o'clock p.m., Iron Man 3, and I want you to tune in and I want to hear your opinions on why this was the second best Iron Man movie, way better than that garbage dumpster fire Iron Man 2. Now, that being said, let's go back to Monday Night Raw, Unpopular Reviews immediately after Monday Night Raw. Join myself, Katrina Storm, as well as Big Daddy Cool, Stephen Pena, as we talk about Monday Night Raw, the Monday Night Raw after Money in the Bank. And I did it again. After Money in the Bank, we'll be right back here this Sunday, Money in the Bank. And it's going to be Big Daddy Cool, Stephen Pena, and Bad Guy Jack. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. Happy Mother's Day, Katrina.
Where I will still be your reigning, defending, undisputed champion of Unpopular Review. I will retain my title.
Yeah. You are going to lose, and I'm going to put that out there in a few minutes in our chat room. You are going to go down. You are going to lose to me, the greatest Unpopular Review champion of all time.
How?
Because I was the first one. Therefore, I'm the best one. I was the first one to win it. I was the first one to defend it successfully. I am the man. I'm the man. I'm the man. No, I did not.
Oh, that's right. Because it was a tie. That's right. That's right. It was a tie. You're right.
I won. I won. And the fans want me to win be their unpopular review champion. The
No, they
fans
don't.
need me to
No, they
be
don't.
their unpopular review champion. You know
No,
why?
they don't.
Because they want an unpopular review champion that
The
shows
title
up.
looks so
Willie
much good.
Boozer Jones says it right here. You won't be champ for long. Where is it at?
Yeah.
You interrupted,
They don't.
John. You won't be champ for long. This Sunday, I'm taking my championship back because it has been tainted by your victory
Whatever.
last at WrestleMania. It was tainted before that
People
by
in hell
Katrina
want
cheating to
ice
beat me
water.
out of my championship.
I
The bottom
agree.
line is
People want ice
you
water.
two stole my championship, and I'm getting it back this Sunday. It's been too long since WrestleMania, and I'm going to win it in front of no audience. Lacey
It's
Evans,
okay.
Money in the Bank, my sleeper. Make sure that you go to our Facebook page on Popular Reviews and you pick all of these. Sunday, after Money in the Bank, Bad Guy Jack, as well as Big Daddy Cool Steven Pena, and they will announce me as the new Unpopular Review champion. Monday, Big Daddy Cool, Katrina Storm, and myself bring you Unpopular Reviews Raw Edition. On Tuesday, Unpopular Reviews Tech Talk with the technician David Sanderson, as well as the Mark Vincent Rodriguez at 2 o'clock on Tuesday. And I think we have an interview next Tuesday also. But stay tuned, more to come on that because I'm not exactly sure of the particulars for that. Wednesday, Unpopular Reviews Entertainment Edition. This is the big one. Unpopular Reviews Entertainment Edition. It is going to be the first episode of Twilight. Yes, right. We're talking about the Twilight series, where it is going to be Katrina Storm, as well as the Broken Wolf of Makeup coming back for one episode only. The Broken Wolf of Makeup, April Rodriguez will be on, as well as C the Superior, Jessica Cedeno, the Willatine Dream, and the executive consultant to bring some sense into this horrible mess known as a movie. I will also be on to let everybody know, to defend the masculine men out there who are not happy the fact that this movie.
Why are you a hater? Okay.
I'm not.
This a hater.
I don't like this movie. What are you saying? What?
I said he's just a hater.
There you go. Listen to Mitten or read Mitten. Z's. That's all right, man. I'm going to be there. I'm. You know what? I'm going into battle. You know, you've seen the movie Braveheart. I'm going into battle, and I'm going up against these four people, and I'm going to let them know about their movie that they are just so determined to try to tell me is good. I'm going into there, and I'm going to have war paint on. I'm going in there for a fight, and I'm going to win. You all don't know good movies if you like Twilight.
How you gonna win? You're not gonna
How many movies were there? How many Wednesdays am I going to? Was there 3 or 4?
There are 5 movies because
What?
before there are 5. Twilight, New Moon,
Yes.
Eclipse, and then Break It Down Part 1 and 2 because Book 4 is the longest book and needed to be broken down into 2 movies. So there are 5. It is the reason why there are 8 Harry Potter movies because Book 7 had to be broken down into 2 films. Same thing.
Would you already make it or something?
Katrina, you know that means you're going to be on for 5 Wednesdays in a row.
That's fine though. My point is, like, y'all are gonna see me in all my Twilight shirts because I have like 3 of them. I'm gonna have little Jake Funko sitting next to me in the camera so he can show you. I'm gonna give me, or Amazon or somebody can send me a Jake cutout so I can have him in the background so you can just see the greatness that is Jake. Okay, I'm ready. Like I said, I'm ready for both movie and book. I'm ready. So, like, I'm ready.
I'm ready too. Team Jacob. The Wolves run. The Wolves run shit. The Wolves.
Wednesday, 7 o'clock p.m. is going to be a battle. Unpopular Reviews, Twilight Edition. First time ever, 6 hosts on. Because there is going to be a 6th person. We're just not sure who is going to be yet. But 6 hosts on as we discuss the first Twilight. Hunger Games are more enjoyable than Twilight. I agree. So.
Also, see, you know what? Because I like the Hunger Games, but Hunger Games is also stolen from another movie, so hush that up. You're gonna put some.
Are you talking about Battle Royal?
Yes, and I say that no, because I'm talking about before the movies. There are books too. So before there was a movie that everybody's basing it off the movies only, they were books first. Twilight was a book first. So when I'm talking with my knowledge, just because I already know that there is a book first, so things is like, just saying. And Hunger Games is freaking amazing. It's amazing. But let's not be this. Let's not.
We will be reviewing Hunger Games eventually as well.
Yeah, I don't want that.
We're reviewing everything. If it ever was made, we're going to review it, unless it's something stupid like The Love Guru. But Wednesday, join us. Should be a very interesting episode.
What's the best
On
Austin
Thursday,
Powers
Unpopular Reviews, NXT AEW
What's the best
edition, and I'm
Austin
only
Powers
mentioning
movie?
that because we already know. I'm sorry, Willie, what were you saying?
What's the best Austin Powers movie?
Austin Powers 1, actually.
No, it's not. It's 2. The Spy Who Shagged Me. How about
I have no problem with somebody saying Austin Powers 2 is the best one because I thought Austin Powers 2 was very good, and I can make an argument that it was the best one, but I'm still going to go with the original. And we'll be reviewing Austin Powers 2.
How about no?
That's Austin Powers 3.
No, that's not. That's 2. With Mini-Me, asshole.
It's the third one.
How about
anyway?
How about Exhibit A? www.
That is 2.
Exhibit.com. Look at my sexy body. Ew.
I'm starting to get Herb. I'm starting to get Herb Abrams vibes going. Anyway, bottom line is, let's talk about it now. Next Friday, Unpopular Reviews, Dark Side of the Ring edition, Legion of Doom, Road Warriors, Katrina Storm.
My on that one. I got my face paint ready.
I'm still getting Herb Abrams. Okay, so next Friday, Unpopular Reviews, Dark Side of the Ring edition, Legion of Doom, Road Warriors, Katrina Storm, the Executive Consultant, the Guillotine Dream, and the Mark, Victor Rodriguez, talking to you about possibly one of the greatest tag teams of all time, rise and fall of that team. It's going to be a tremendous episode. Also, next Friday, I'm going to be on simply because, 1, I like it. 2, because it is my birthday, and I'm going to have a shot with all of you who are watching us 7 o'clock sharp. I'm going to be on. It's going to be a good time. Wishing myself a happy birthday before my Zoom birthday party immediately after SmackDown. So that is a lot of content that we, the Unpopular Review team, is bringing to you within the next week. Wow. What a closeout. It only took 20 minutes for that closeout because I had to mention Twilight. And every time we mention Twilight, it turns into a 5 to 10 minute conversation.
Because that's how you know it's a great
AJ.
That's how I know what?
To talk about it.
Only you two and a few other splattering women out there want to talk about Twilight. You are the only male member.
Guess what, Chris? I got so much pussy because I knew about Twilight. You would never know. Nah.
I don't want to know. That's between you and your dick. The bottom line is, you are the only male in the Unpopular Review team that click that, Katrina. Since I saw you clicking comments, click that click that last comment. Okay, I came here for Katrina and to let people know that Mojo Rawley is the greatest of all time. So Jay always comes in here and talks about this Mojo Rawley being the greatest of all time, but he also wanted to let everybody know that he came to see the beautiful smile of Katrina Storm, who's going to be on our new intro for Fridays starting next Friday because people came to see you.
No, that's good. No need. No need.
Well, I would hope all the dudes are here to see her and not none of us.
Well, I mean, I'm Chris, so go do what you want. Go ahead and take a picture. But anyway, Willie, what else you got? You got anything else? Katrina, you got anything else before we close out? Wrap out for real this time?
Man, thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all tune in for all the shows that Chris mentioned. I will fuck them up if I reran them, so I'm just gonna leave them at that. Make sure y'all liking and y'all sharing it on all y'all pages, and go on your mother pages and your mother's side dude pages. Like, share them, do it all, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in again. We got the queen, the wonderful, the beautiful Katrina, and we got the executive asshole right there. So thank y'all for tuning in, man. Katrina, you got something you want to say?
Nope, it was fun, you guys. Great episode.
Yep.
Did he really say your mother's side man or side piece or something? Did you really just say that?
Yeah.
It's Mother's Day on Sunday.
Hey, look, some of these mothers out here got second daddies who ain't they real kids' daddy, and they've been living their life for the last 18 years. So big up to the mothers who did trick the nigga to raise a kid that ain't his.
Oh,
Shout out to all the mothers. Shout out to all the mothers.
OMG.
Shout out to all the mothers that as soon as they had a baby, they would have put their baby daddy on child support. Y'all the real MVPs. Shout out to the mothers who don't let they fathers claim their kids on their tax returns. Shout out to us. Like, no, I'm sorry.
I mean, oh, well, okay. I don't know what to say after. I don't know what to say after that.
Happy Mother's Day to every mother out there watching. We will see you we'll see you tomorrow and on Sunday. Anyway, bottom line is enjoy SmackDown and have a good night, ladies and gentlemen.
And we out this bitch.